Game week 6 of the Premier League is here, and we have a lot to talk about. Obviously, a lot of injuries since the last time I did this video last week, especially in that god-awful officiating in the City-Arsenal game. We'll be talking about that when we go to talk about City and Arsenal's respective fixtures. We'll talk about a lot more for this round. So if you're new around here and you like these weekly, or well, I guess game week Premier League predictions, then leave a like, subscribe if you're new. And let's get into the first prediction. Next, the first prediction is Newcastle versus Manchester City, or Fraudulent City, or Manchester Pay the Referee City, or whatever you want to call City. As you can see, I've gone for a 1-1 draw. Now, some of you be like, oh, you're saying a draw, you're being biased and all that. If I was being biased, I would say Newcastle win this game. But I'm not. I think City, obviously, it's been confirmed today. Rodri is done for the season, so that is massive for City, considering every game they lost last year was without Rodri. So City are screwed for the most part for this rest of the season. You know, I know City have Kovacic and, you know, I can't remember if they signed another midfielder, but like Kovacic compared to Rodri, like Rodri is just that good. You saw for how much they fell off when Rodri went off at the game against Arsenal. Like, they were shocking. Like, City are screwed for this season. I'm hoping this is the one person I want to see get hurt. I don't want to see anyone get hurt. He really don't. But Haaland could absolutely do one. The piece of shit. He's a nothing. He's a prick. He's nothing but a prick. If I was KSI, I'd fire him from Prime. Like, I don't want him anywhere near me. Like, he just barging people, everyone. You know, the ego on that guy is ridiculous. It's a 19-year-old kid. He's like, who the hell are you? Yeah, pipe down, you little kid. Like, he's just what a horrible human being he is. What a horrible... Throwing the ball at Gabriel's head. Where's the rest? Attacking the head is a red card. And if you touch the head, if you touch the face, or deliberately attack the head of a footballer, there's a red card. And he deliberately threw that ball into Gabriel's head, nothing. I mean, when Michael Oliver referees a game paid by the City owners, what do you expect is going to happen? Like, Michael Oliver is the worst referee in existence. Referees are an absolute joke in the Premier League right now. And, like, what are we supposed to do about it? Like, charges 118 or whatever it is now. Might as well be. So that's why I've gone for a draw against Newcastle, because Newcastle will be leading this game, or should win this game, but the referees are probably going to get involved again. Haaland will score for City, and then that'll be it. It'll just end up being 1-1. Referees, absolute joke as always, and as a result, it'll finish 1-1 is my prediction. Next up we have is Arsenal versus Leicester. Obviously, Arsenal getting screwed out of the game against City was a good point, considering the circumstances we've got up against these officials. And we're up against the Leicester team, obviously, right there at the bottom, Leicester, so I've gone for a pretty comfortable 3-1 win. Obviously, we are dealing with a lot of injuries right now. Raya, who knows if he's going to play. Obviously, we'll have Neto. He won't be a 16-year-old goal. He did very well against Bolton, although it is Bolton. They are struggling in League One right now. So, yeah, it will be a comfortable 3-1 win. Obviously, still have a lot of other injuries. Obviously, Trossard, the idiot, as he is, getting suspended. Obviously, we'll be missing this game. You know, we have a couple of other injuries. So, you know, we're not looking great with injuries. Actually, obviously, Odegaard's out for the long term, I believe it's going to be the long term. Like, both Arsenal and City have lost a key midfielder, which is not great, but it is what it is. But I'm going for a 3-1 win. I will say Havertz will score, Saka will score, and once again, it will be it'll be Saliba this time. A defender will score from a corner, but it'll be Saliba this time, not Gabriel. Saliba will get the goal, or from a set piece anyway. Maybe it's a free kick, but I'm predicting a comfortable 3-1 over Leicester. Leicester will score at some point. You know, I think Leicester will score to make it 2-1, and then like 3 minutes later, also make it 3-1. It'll be a pretty comfortable win over Leicester, as well. 3-1 win for Arsenal. Next up, Brentford versus West Ham. Obviously, West Ham's Lopetegui with the manager. Already under a lot of fire. I mean, rightfully so. 3 home games, 3 defeats. Well, I mean, the home games you're supposed to be winning, and then they've got 0 points at home. So, you know, so far their way forward has been pretty good, and I'm going to say it's going to continue against Brentford. As you can see, I've got for a 2-1 win for West Ham, and ease the pressure a little bit, at least for now, on the Lopetegui. Obviously, it's London derby, so you know it's even more crucial that they get something against Brentford. And I've gone for a 2-1 win as a result. Brentford, I think, will lead, but West Ham will get it back and they'll dominate the game for the most part and get the win. So I'm going for a 2-1 win for West Ham. And Lopetegui, at least for now, I mean, I'll be surprised if they get rid of him this soon. Maybe, you know, in November maybe. But for now, ease the pressure somewhat. Next up, Chelsea versus Brighton. Obviously, both teams. In fact, considering how the start of the season went, Chelsea, both teams had a good start to the year. Obviously, Chelsea, I believe, are 4th or 5th in the table on like 10 points after 5 games. So that's pretty good. No wonder if it was against City. Obviously, Brighton, one of 4 teams undefeated this season. And I think that's going to end. I think Chelsea will win at home. Chelsea seems to have turned a corner now. Finally, it seems like Chelsea are actually going to do something for once. And I've gone for a 2-1 win over Brighton. It's going to be tight because Brighton are a good team. But I feel like it's going to be one step too far for Brighton. And I've gone for a 2-1 win for Chelsea. I'll say Nkunku and Jackson get the goals for Chelsea. Next up, we have Everton versus Crystal Palace. A bottom 6 table clash already. But I don't think Palace will stay there. Well, if they should have stayed at Palace, that's for sure. And I think Palace will get the win over Everton. Obviously, Everton seems like they're finally going to get a takeover completed. Obviously, that takeover isn't going to get completed until maybe December, so still a long way. But maybe there's a light at the end of the very dark tunnel at Everton right now. But it's going to get darker, though, because I've gone for a 1-0 defeat for them. I think Palace will win this one. It's going to be tight. It's going to be one of those scrappy games, but Palace will nick it in like the 77-something minute to get the win and put more pressure on Sean Dyche, obviously the favourite at the moment, to get sacked. I mean, I'm not surprised. Also, he's trying to make a cake out of pile of mud, a delicious cake out of mud. Good luck doing that. So, yeah, he's not really he doesn't have much to work with, and I think he's going to work it in. So 1-0 to Crystal Palace. Next up, Nottingham Forest versus Fulham. Obviously, the surprise package at the moment, Nottingham Forest. One of the other 4 teams are defeated. Obviously, Arsenal, City, the others. And I think that's going to continue at home. I think they'll get a point against Fulham again. Fulham, another good team. I think people expect Fulham to do decent this year, around that solid mid-table. But Forest, people had them in the relegation scrap. Many people had them getting relegated, and here they are. I know it's only 5 games, but they've had a good start to the season. I said I will continue against Fulham. 2-2 draw. It'll be an entertaining game. 2 teams who probably won't be anywhere near the relegation scrap at this rate, both sharing a point apiece. So, yeah, I think Fulham obviously will be happy with the team being away, but 2-2 overall, similar to the Brighton game. I got that one first spot on. A point apiece will be the right result. Next up, Wolves versus Liverpool. I don't really need to touch much on this one. It's just going to be a classic Liverpool win. Just a too solid. You start the 2-0 win away from home. No real pressure. They could score 5 or 6 if they wanted to. But they settle with a 2-0 win over Wolves. Wolves really struggling right now, bottom of the table. Again, O'Neill, second favourite to be sacked. And I mean, it's not looking good for Wolves. Obviously, I know they've got a lot of financial problems in terms of obviously the financial fair FFP. Financial fair play, very on that, live very much on the line. So they, didn't really. I mean, I guess they signed a lot of players before the World Cup, but it's not looking good at the moment for Wolves at the moment. Had a good year last year, but struggling at the moment this year. And I think it's going to be a standard Liverpool win. 2-0, Salah and Szoboszlai to get the goals, or as Simon would say, sloppy toppy. Next up, Ipswich versus Aston Villa, and I can't speak English. Next up, Ipswich versus Aston Villa, and this is probably the surprise of the weekend. I guess you could say I've gone for a 1-1 draw. I think Ipswich will get a point against Aston Villa. Obviously, I think Aston Villa, their mind is over there to Tuesday or Wednesday against the Champions League. I'm pretty sure they are away. No, they were away last time. No, they're home this time. But their eyes on the Champions League. And I think it'll be second team Aston Villa in this one. And as a result, especially being away, Ipswich at home will get a point. I'm backing Ipswich to get a point in this one. 1-1 is my prediction. Ipswich will definitely take a point against Villa. Because Villa, will be challenging for top 4 again. And it'll be another fight. It'll be like a 4th draw in a row for Ipswich, but it's a point to point. So you'll definitely take that against the top 4 team. Well, I got a Champions League team, even then, to say. Next up, probably the biggest game. I mean, it is the biggest game of the weekend. Manchester United versus Tottenham. And I've gone for a very entertaining game. And an entertaining game which is just going to edge in United's favour. 3-2, with them being at home. Obviously, United had a pretty poor Europa League game. 1-1 at home to 20. Whilst Tottenham did beat Karabag, despite having a red card in the first 10 minutes. Both teams, mid-table at the moment, have had meh starts, you'd say, both 10th and 11th, so it's the definition of a mid-table match. But I think, it's going to be one of those entertaining games. It could go either way, but I'm going for United to nick it with a 3-2 win over Tottenham, with Rasmus Højlund getting the winner. I don't know if he's fit or not, but I'll say he is. And next up, I guess you could say this is another big game. It's a derby. It is Bournemouth versus Southampton. And Ross Martin, third favourite to be sacked at the moment, under a lot of pressure. And this result, based on my prediction, is not going to help him at all. I've gone for a 4-1 win over Bournemouth. That's quite a big scoreline, considering, for a derby match. But Bournemouth have good quality, Southampton have nothing. I just don't. It boggles me. Is that the word? Boggle? I don't know. The people thought Southampton would do well this season. Why would they do well? It's the same team as what went down 2 years ago. It was just crap. They've got the crap again, and it's still crap. I'm not surprised they're going down. Other people probably will be. But I've gone for a 4-1 win, and this could potentially be Martin's last game. Based on, losing 4-1 to Bournemouth isn't an easy feat to come back from. And, I know we've got an international break in like a week or so, but maybe I'll have one more game after. But, yeah, I think Bournemouth will be very comfortably 4-0, because Southampton will just get the consolation in like the 90th something minute. It doesn't matter. 4-1 win is my prediction. So that's going to be then for this week on my predictions. Obviously, the United-Tottenham one being the big result. Obviously, with United getting the win. Villa dropping points against Ipswich City, and Newcastle probably a bigger draw. Also with Arsenal, the Gunners getting a massive win over Leicester. I mean, if we don't beat Leicester, then we're in big trouble. So yeah, that is it then. Obviously, a lot of ranting about City as always. I'm not surprised when you have dodgy officiating, but I think overall, not too bad predictions. We'll see how well I do for this week's video. Nice to subscribe with that, and I will check out these videos. We'll see anything else on this channel and subscribe right there. I will see you on the next one. Bye, guys.